Perfect Blue is a psychological horror mystery that follows the story of a Japanese pop idol named Mima. Mima has recently made a transition away from music and into acting, but this transition has taken a psychological toll on Mima because the industry is extremely exploitative, and a variety of industry men have pressured her into sexualizing herself for the camera in scenes that are frankly disturbing. But then, shortly after that happens, the same men who pressured Mima are subsequently targeted by a mysterious and brutal killer who seems to be killing them out of revenge for the crime of betraying Mima and for damaging the integrity of her image. And for a while, the movie actually wants you to believe that Mima herself is the killer. There's even a scene where you see her face on the body of the killer as they're taking another victim. And Mima, for her part, doesn't actually have any memory of performing any of these actions. But she nevertheless also suspects that she might be the killer, because she worries that she's experiencing some kind of psychosis where she temporarily breaks from reality. She has this sense that deep down she wanted these killings to happen. And so she fears that her unconscious desires are creating this second self that her primary ego cannot control, which can then fulfill her darkest and most violent fantasies. But the twist of the movie is that Mima never actually did anything wrong in any capacity, and all along the killer was actually a different woman named Rumi, who happens to be close to Mima as one of her agents. And the funny thing is, Rumi is pretty similar to Mima. She also used to be a pop idol, but her career failed many years ago. And for a long time, Rumi has been using Mima as a vessel through which she could correct her past failures. She lives vicariously through Mima to achieve the success as an idol that slipped through her fingers all those years ago. But then when Mima made her transition into acting, that success began to slip through Rumi's fingers once again. She watched as her vessel's integrity was soiled through exploitation, and the trauma of re-experiencing her own past failures caused her to undergo a break from reality. She could not believe that the real Mima would destroy her own purity and sexualize herself for the male gaze. And in order to cope with this unbearable reality, she initially killed the men who pressured Mima to do this. And then she finally turned on Mima herself and sought to kill her too, because that way, the Mima who had fallen from purity would cease to exist. And Rumi could then simply replace her. She could become the real Mima. She could become the idol of purity that she had always wanted to be.